Okay, I'm going to do a review and an unboxing. Now, I ordered 2 boxes from these guys from eBay. I've got the first one today. I don't know the date that I ordered. I suppose I could put that in the description box. Anyway, this is how it arrived to me exactly this morning. My post office is notoriously terrible, so I need to mention that right off the bat. Okay, you can see, well, you can hear that the rocks are loose inside, and I don't know if the post office retaped this. They may have retaped it on this side right here. Looks like it might have broken open. It may be that the other box hasn't arrived yet because it's broken open. But anyway, this came from, let me see here if I can get a close up. Why don't you move the camera, dude, instead of the box? It's easier to move the box and then zoom in, so I don't have to mess with the mounting of the camera. This is from Romolo. That's their name on eBay. This is Equistapes. I don't know what that is. Anyway, this is their address, so that's where this is from. Okay, it got to me in pretty good time, so I'm not going to complain about the shipping time. I got a checklist that I'm going to start going by. I'm going to do more of these reviews. I need to put fast shipping. This is priority shipping from the post office, so that's as fast as it gets. It's a flat rate box. All right, so these little caution heavy things all over the place. Yeah, that's helpful, but it didn't do any good. It's helpful to know only if you're a careful person, which my post office doesn't seem to be in that category. Anyway, so off the bat, when you ship rocks, this is what you should have on your checklist of everything you need to be doing. All right, you need the double box. That's number 1. You need it fully taped, which means no untaped seams. Okay, the pieces inside need to be individually wrapped. Now this is my checklist. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably 10 things. You'll get a 10 out of 10 if you do everything. I'm probably missing some things. That's why I said there's probably 10 things. There's probably 3 more things that I haven't thought of that need to be done with shipping or when ordering rocks. Oh yeah. Another checklist here is a photo of exact contents. And not just a generic photo. Okay. Let's see. Items as advertised, or items meet representation. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably can think one more. Anyway, the first on the list needs to be double boxed, fully taped, no untaped seams. So none of these seams can be open, because when a seam is open and not taped, some stuff can catch on it and rip it, and it starts to rip down and untape it. You need the seams fully taped. All right, all the seams on rocks. Okay, this is rocks. This is not just regular packages, but rocks. Contents individually wrapped to contain chips and flakes because they bang up against each other. Contents maximized or well packed. So you put as much as possible in the box. Measures taken to prevent movement of the contents, to make sure the contents do not roll around or move around. Clear address labeling. Okay, that one gets a check. I don't know about these other ones. I know that it's not double box, so there's no check there. It's not fully taped because I did see an empty spot on the other side. Right here. This seam right here, there's no tape here. Well, it is possible that could have been taped. Yeah. All right, so I take that back. These seams do appear to be fully taped. I thought this was not, but I can see now that I look at it more closely that this does have a layer of tape. So it probably went up over the seam and up over this. All right, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So it was fully taped. Individually wrapped? No. Contents maximized? Maybe, yeah. Measures taken? No. Fast shipping? Yep, that checks it. Photo of exact contents? No. Items meet the ad representation? That's what we're going to find out. Alright, so we got like 3 out of 10 so far, but I need to actually get into the box to check the rest of it. Let's see. Alright, let's get into the box. I don't want to use my good blade. Let's use a karate blade. Just in case I hit a rock. Yeah, the post office probably did add some tape onto it. All right. So, what do we got? It does look like it's maximized as far as the space goes, so we'll give them a check mark. Contents maximized. Okay. What are these? They're supposed to be Primo. That was used in the ad. Primo rocks and Primo flat rocks. This is a small one, but I don't begrudge them for putting small ones in to fill up the little spaces. That's fine. Shall we start chipping? Let's see. Let's start chipping. See if it's Primo. This is typical of bull gravel or landscape gravel. Yep. Very typical of landscape gravel. And it probably, that's where they probably get it. They order it by the yard, cubic yard. That's what I would think from Landscape Supply. All right. Well, this one is not Primo, but you never know. Some of it might be good. Let's see. No, this is opposite of Primo. Can't use it unless I want to use only pieces this big, but even that, this might be cracked. And they can obviously tell that this is not Primo. On their end, they can see it's not good stuff. Unless they're not looking. You know, if they're not looking, that's a problem. If they're just throwing it in there, that's a problem. So this is useless, this particular piece. So we can weigh it and see how much uselessness there is so far. Okay, let's see. I'll try to put all these pieces on here to see how much uselessness we got. Although I probably should have weighed the box first, but I don't have a scale to weigh that box. I don't have it accurately. Although, that's not true. I think I have a way to do it. Hold on. This is not part of that. All right, come on. we'll just get a little estimate here. 2 pounds, 5.5 ounces of waste so far. Now let's put this back in and weigh the whole thing, just so we know. I forgot to do that part. I'm gonna use a bathroom scale. Okay. Let's see if it'll work. All right. So how do you use a bathroom scale to do this? I'll show you. All right. You're gonna have to look at it upside down. Yep. Why? Because I'm gonna step on it. And I need to lift the box. So it's on 0. It's on 0. Right now it's 158. Right? Whatever it is, you can see it. Okay? It's just upside down. Between 155 and 160. Now, I'm gonna pick up the box. See? I'm picking up the box. I now weigh 202 or 203. So there you go. How accurate that is, I don't know. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what we get. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Oh, you keeping track of the math? No? All right, so we got, I'm gonna say 158 to 202. That's how much it weighed, and we lost so far 2 pounds 5 ounces. This is original. Let's see. We don't have 10 items yet, do we? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have 10 items, but we'll probably have a 10th item here soon. All right. Just so it's a nice round number. Okay. So we lost some. This is totally useless. I can break it all up and make sure it's totally useless, but this one's totally useless. All right, so this one, let's see what we got. This one is usable. It needs heat. Badly. It needs heat. Yes, but it's usable. It's not, we're going to stick it over there. We're going to use some of this stuff, or maybe all of it, for my heat treat experiments this week and next week. I'm going to do a lot of heat treat experiments, and I'm going to use stuff from eBay so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak, or lots of stones. All right. I can do the review of the Primo stuff and do the heat treat stuff. Now they didn't test this one. I could put that on the list. Maybe. This is a potential item. All pieces tested. Okay? All pieces tested, which means they took a flake off to test it and see. This one, I don't see any flakes taken off except for the one I just took off. And it seems to be viable. But let's take another look. Yeah, it's usable. It's a typical bull gravel, but it's usable. Okay? Usable. It's going to go in the heat treat. And I'll break it all up and I'll do a proper heat treat on these. I'm used to this kind of stuff. This is what I blah 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 my teeth on. Cut my teeth on when I first started napping. I know this stuff very well. This one is a It's almost a mid-grade raw. These are low-grade raw, and this is a low-grade raw, but it's approaching a mid-grade because I don't see any concrete. But again, I'm going to bust all these down later to do the heat treats. Now, this was not tested either. The first flake removed is the one I just did. There was no other flakes, but nature did some flake removals on it, so I mean that's excusable. But as you can see, the patina surface is different from the actual surface. Okay, now I don't mind that these are lower grade because they heat up nicely. All right, so that's that. So 3 out of 4 is good so far. Let's look at this big one and see what we got. It's pretty typical of the bull gravel stuff, but this will heat treat nicely as well. It's similar to this stuff. The color's not bad. We'll see how well it heat treats in a few days. Yeah, it can be broken down into reasonable spalls. So it is reasonable. There are cracks and stuff, but that's to be expected with full nodules. You're gonna lose a lot to the surface of a full nodule, or because of a full surface. You know, it's not already pre-spalled. You're gonna have the full cortex on all of it. You can see the incipient bulbs from river tumbling. All of those are incipient bulbs like that right there, of various sizes. This one's a big incipient bulb in here. That's the bulb or conchoidal fracture. But there's a lot of conchoidal fractures right under the cortex, and you can see the beginnings of all those bulbs. This is from being tumbled around without a cortex on it. That's one way you can tell it's a chert, with all these incipient bulbs. After the cortex has been tumbled off, other rocks are now hitting directly on the chert as it tumbles in the river, so it leaves a lot of incipient bulbs. Okay, so that one is heat treatable and knappable and spallable. So that's going to yield some reasonably good spalls. Now this is not tested either. It's pretty obvious that it is a chert though. There's incipient bulbs, or at least one there. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, same stuff as the other one, except this one has some crystal pockets. Some people don't care about the crystal pockets, but they'll mess you up. Yes, they will. This will heat treat. I got to be careful with the darker colors though, so it'll be a slow process on the heat treats on these. I'm going to start with the low heat at 300 and then test. And if it doesn't respond to 300, I'm going to go to 325 and test. If it doesn't respond to 325, I'm going to go to 350. So I'm going to go up 25 degrees for each separate heat treat. 25 degrees difference. That means it goes up to 325 and then cools all the way back down to 0. Test. Bring it up 25 degrees hotter, like 350. Bring it back down to 0. Test. You know, blah, blah, blah. Continue until it gets to the point where it's nice to knap. All right, we'll figure it out when it's nice to knap. These are kind of lumpy. This is not Primo stuff. This is lumpy. What can you get out of one like this? Probably not that much. And I'll weigh it if it's not usable, so we can see how much waste there is. This is usable, but it's low grade. It's low grade chert, but it is usable. Yeah. Low grade is difficult to knap raw, so it's usable in the raw state. Yeah, it can be knapped raw, and I might hold some of this back to knap raw, but it's nasty. I haven't broken into a piece that's good yet. This one was almost good, but not quite. This one in here, I can probably salvage a few flakes, but not a biface. I don't think I can get a biface out of that, but like I said, I'm going to bust into all of it. Right now we're just sampling it for the checklist. This was not tested, but this is pretty typical, and you can tell it's a Chert for sure. I'll let it pass because this is pretty obvious that it's a Chert. Testing is mainly so you can see if it'll nap. And yes, this will nap, but it's low grade. It's a booger to nap in a raw state. It can be napped in the raw state. I might actually nap this raw and as a rock to point challenge. This one's a mid-grade. It's not that bad, as long as there's no concrete. So I'll put this on the side and we'll see if we can do a rock to point on this one. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do, because I will forget which ones I'm doing rock to point. Rock to point raw. And I'll probably heat treat. I'll write out number 1 on here, and I'll put this in the heat treat so we can see what it looks like heat treated compared to the raw. Needs heat treat. Okay, so I'm going to do a rock to point on this, and then I'll heat treat this and nap this, and we'll see the difference. Nap on video. Yeah, all right. What else we got? I'm actually excited about some of this. This is a mid-grade. Yeah, it's a mid-grade, except it's got issues, so I can't use much of it. But I probably can nap this on video in a raw state. Is it an artifact? You never know. I'm going to assume that it is not, because nature can produce this stuff. This one is a mid-grade, almost a high-grade. Almost a high-grade Chert. It's not bad, actually. I can get a point out of it. Yes, I can. So let's do this. Maybe I should just pick out all the good raw stuff and then weigh it. What I should be doing is weighing these that are good, so we can get a percentage of what is good. How's that? All right, so let's weigh the good stuff. The stuff that's mid-grade or better, I'm going to weigh it to see, because that's what's supposed to be Primo. 1 pound, 5.4 ounces. That's Primo. I would classify. I'll let a little bit of it slide, since it's going to have issues with cracks and stuff. I'll let it slide and call it Primo. This one, I will call it Primo as well, although I can only probably get 1 point, and that's it out of it. Let's see how much it weighs. 6 ounces. So that's Primo. All right, what else we got? This one looks not too bad. In the advertisement, it said they were thin, so this one is classified as thin. I'm not going to weigh all the thin ones. Should I weigh all the thin ones? No. But it looks like 50% for half of these. This is not flat or thin. I would cut them some slack and call this, half of these are flat or thin, and half of them are not. But I would say half to less than half are flat or thin. 50% or less. So it does not meet the ad requirements of being flat, because it has the word flat in the description, I believe. I might copy paste the description just to put it in the description box below so we can see. All right, this one, I'm kind of excited about this one. It looks like it's not too bad. I gotta make sure I capture the flakes. If it's Primo, hold on. Yes, yes, we gotta do this very persnicatively. Persnicatively. We need to do this persnicatively so we can see how much is Primo. Yeah, this is Primo stuff. It'll be difficult to nap raw. Excuse me. It'll be difficult to nap raw, but not impossible. It's mid-grade. It's not higher than mid-grade. I would consider this mid-grade. If it's the stuff that starts to get glossy, or if it is glossy, not starts. If I see some stuff that is kind of glossy, that gets up into the higher grades. This is not glossy, so I would classify this as mid-grade. Although there are some high grades that are not glossy, but I'll tell you when that happens. Okay, so this is Primo. Right? 1.63 ounces. I'm gonna label these. Hold on. This one is number 3. Rock to point. This is number 3. Needs heat. Nap on video. And I already weighed it just in case. My ADD does not let me, my ADHD does not let me remember if I weighed it or not. 1.63, 1 pound, 6.3 ounces. All right. So there it goes. I'll add those up later. Should I consider some of this in here as Primo? This is a possibility. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if this heats up well, I could call it Primo unless it's got concrete. Then it won't be Primo. But this is a candidate for Primo. This is also, but it's rough. Let me think here. Let me see. This one here, I need to break into this a little bit further, and maybe I'll throw more into the Primo stack later as I go along. So far we got some that seems to be Primo in the mid-grade arena. In the mid-grade arena we got some Primo stuff. I'd call it Primo mid-grade. All right. Is there Primo low-grade? Yeah, because it's mixed. You'll have really good stuff mixed in with concrete. That's like Primo low-grade. Okay. This stuff here it's translucent. So far so good. The translucent stuff is good. Let me see. Because of aesthetics. Knapping properties, we'll see. But as far as aesthetics goes, it's good. Let's see if I can get a good flake. All right, there we go. Yes, it's translucent. And it's kind of glossy. I would consider this, at first glance, to be a pretty good grade of raw. Yeah. This was not bad. So let's put this in the Primo. I mean, it's not bad at all as a mid-grade or higher. This is higher than mid-grade. Yeah. The translucency, the glossy, waxy, uncooked consistency. It's aesthetically pleasing. the color is aesthetically pleasing with the honey color. So I would put that in the Primo category. £2, 1 ounce. Is that right? Dang it. It's messed up right where I need to see it. Hold on, I gotta wipe off that. I must have hit it with a rock. I must have hit it with a rock because I can't get that little speck out of there that messes me up. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make doo-doo with what we got. I can't read it fully. We're gonna make doo-doo with what we got. That's part of it. See that little area, I think I just hit a rock on it. It's covering up the decimal point. So it's hard for me to see the decimal point, but yeah. 2 pounds, 1.5 ounces. Okay? Okay. Now this one here, come on. I forgot to label this number 2, I mean. Let's go back. This is number 2. Rector point. Raw. Rector point. Raw. I had to write raw on there because if I don't, I'll say, am I supposed to heat treat this one? I don't remember. All right. This one's going to be rock to point, raw, and it's number 4. I need to do a heat treat. That one's too small. Let me knock off a bigger piece so I can do a heat treat on it. Where's the... I ruined my perfectly good scale. But that's what I get. So I'm going to do a heat treat on this one. So we put the number. We're going to copy this format. Put the number. Come on. 3 needs heat, nap on video. Alright, so this is number 4. Needs heat, nap on video. Okay. Make sure it doesn't rub off, because that's very important. Keep the number on there so I can go back to it. All right. All right. We're almost halfway through. All right. Again, it's not tested beforehand. It's just thrown in there. So it's just landscape rock thrown in. This could be some interesting stuff, but I'd put it in the lower grade for now because it looks like it has internal issues. It looks like it cannot be heat treated, mainly for the reason of internal cracks like that. See that right there? Those tend to get worse with heat treatment. So at first glance, I cannot heat treat this particular one with confidence. I'll have to just put a flake in to see. So the note would be on this one. It would be looks bad. Try heat treat anyway. to C. This is number 5. Okay, so I'll throw this in the heat treat. And we'll see. See how complicated it's getting already? And I haven't even gotten to the good part yet. The good part is knocking all these down into flakes. Wait, it'll get even more complicated than this. All right. Again, it's not tested to begin with, and it's pretty obvious that it's rock that needs to be heat treated probably. But I would consider this on borderline junk because it's got a lot of internal issues. They didn't test it. So when you don't test it, you tend to include the nasties. Now this material itself in a raw state is not too bad. I've dealt with this before, but if it's got issues like this, then it is bad. I would not consider it Primo. This is mid to low grade because of all the issues. So this is almost complete junk. Almost. I need to do more napping on it. But as far as the Chert itself, as long as it's not cracked, it looks okay. It looks like it's a mid grade. But because of all the cracks, it's a low grade and almost junk. Almost junk. What I'll do is I'll weigh junk chips on the scale as I get them. Alright, so I'm not going to throw away all these flakes. I need to start a box that has junk. Let me think here. I need a box that has junk flakes. Let's see. That way we can see how much of it is actually junk. Right? We know that this is junk, but down here, for sure, we already weighed it, but we haven't weighed these, and these will come as I nap down these. I'll throw junk pieces that just can't be used at all in this box. All right, so this will be labeled this is junk debitage. Oops, I forgot the letter A. Okay, ADHD. Junk debitage. Not regular. This is not regular. Good debitage. Gotta be specific, okay? There's a difference between junk debitage and good debitage. Good debitage has usable portions. Junk debitage is just total junk. Alright? I already weighed the other one. I have not weighed this. So this further note is needs to be weighed. Okay. So what I'm going to do so I don't get these mixed up, I'm going to throw these away already. I'm not even going to break into the rest of this. I'm just going to throw it out. See you later. So I don't get it mixed up with my other stuff, because then it messes me all up. Alright, so this, let's see. Let's break into this some more to see if I can remove some more of that junk. I can use this, but it's not that great. This is alright, I suppose. It's a mid-grade. There's a crack in that one, though. Incipient. It's not that bad. We'll heat treat that. Let's see. We'll put this in the heat treat. These little flakes in the junk. Let's see. Can we get any good flakes off of this? Or even a biface? I don't know. This is usable. Did we get the junk off? We got some of the junk off. This I'm not going to use it, so I'll throw that in the box. I skimmed off that junk. Now see this here? I don't know if that's an internal defect or just a result of the knapping. There's an internal defect there, so that's not good. And there's an internal defect there. That's not good. That's why these need to be tested before shipping. And they're not tested because it's difficult to test these. This goes in the junk. This has a crack in it right there, so that makes a lot of this unusable in there. Yes, I broke it along that crack. I just separated it right there. It's actually not bad as far as Chert goes. It's a mid-grade. It's got some defects in it, but as a raw Chert, it's not that bad. So we'll put it over here with the below mid-grade, and it's because of the cracks. All right, so here we go. We got another piece here. So that's not a total loss, that piece. And yeah, I'm gonna weigh the results from knapping all of this. Well, I don't know. I might not have time for that. I was going to make points out of as much of this as possible, but I may limit it to just 3-inch points instead of, you know, making as many points as I can, because then I end up with like 100 little points like this, little bitty ones. So maybe 3 inches or less are not counted. If I can make 3 inches points or larger, those will count toward the final assessment. All right, this one is not tested. It's not a tested nodule. It's got lots of cracks. It's a typical gravel chert. Let's see. It can be used. It's a low grade. It's very tough, but it can be used, and I think I can heat treat it. So this goes over here. It's not total junk, although these pieces are. All right, this one's got a lot of incipients. This is not a flat one, so this does not meet the advertising requirement. All right, let's see. I'm ruining my aluminum bopper on that one. Let's try the 3.5 pound sledge. This is very, very poor quality in the middle. This isn't too bad right there. Should I be using something besides steel? Maybe. It's got incipient bulbs already. Let's see. Go back to the aluminum. Yeah, that's junk. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is a lot like a quartzite, and it's pretty junky. All right, so dang it, I needed to not have put those in there yet, because I'm gonna weigh them. All right, that goes there. I'm gonna weigh this and consider this whole piece junk. All right, all right. 1 pound 8.3. 1 pound 8.3 ounces. That's junk. Totally junk. And we'll just throw it in the trash wastebasket. I'm not going to even deal with it. All right. This one's not bad actually. I can heat treat this. Yeah, I've had experience heat treating this. It works pretty good. So it's a mid-grade to low grade, but it can be heat treated, so I'm gonna stick it over here. It's a pain in the butt to nap raw, but it can be heat treated. All right, this one seems to be flat, so this one's okay. If they were all like this, it would be all right, as long as they were tested. It's not tested. It's not hit anywhere to test the inside. So they're remiss on their duty. This one is a mid to high grade. So we're going to put this one as number 6. 6. Rock to point raw. Six. Needs heat treat. Nap on video. Okay. I got a lot of rock to point. So this is going to take a while, okay? We're going to have a lot of series of videos on these. I mean, a lot of videos in this series. I would consider this part of the Primo. Even though it's dicey, it may not heat treat well. We'll see how it goes. What I'm going to do is, when I make a rock to point, I'm going to save the flakes and throw the flakes into the heat treat with this one. Okay? I may have to do many batches of heat treat, and some of these I'll have to heat treat individually, because I don't think it'll be wise to heat it with anything else. Like this one here, it's probably going to have to go in the heat treat oven all by itself in the turkey roaster with nothing else, just so I can heat treat this slowly, carefully, and all that, because this particular type breaks up easy. I don't want to mix it with anything else that's going to be requiring hotter heat, and I don't want to waste my time with other pieces in there getting mixed up potentially with this stuff. So I'm going to probably have to do that one separately, so I'll write that down too. All by itself heat treat. All by itself heat treat. Yeah, I write like a 5 years old. Or someone that has English as second language. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. This one is interesting because, remember Guillermo's rocks? Remember? You don't remember? Oh, let me see. I'll remember you on the Guillermo's rocks. I'll remember you on them. Okay, here we go. See this one I was going to replicate? This chert in here is very similar to this. All right? This is what I'm talking about. I think this might be the same kind of chert. And I think if this heat treats well, then this is heat treated. I'm gonna take a guess that if this heat treats well and the color matches and everything, and I can flake it well when it's heat treated, I would consider it to be this stuff here. But I need to look more closely at the structure of it after I knap a little bit more of it. But I'm pretty sure it's the same stuff. I'm not going to knap the actual artifact to check. I'm not going to touch this. So I could be wrong, but I think it's this material or something very similar to this material, because these appear to be these all appear to be made from gravels. So this is a gravel chert. So I think this is what that is. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. There's going to be a long note on this one. I don't know if I have room, but this is number 7. And it's going to be rock to point, raw, similar to Guillermo's okay. Heat treat the flakes to see. Semicolon. Rock to point raw, similar to Guillermo's, heat treat the flakes to see. If true. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if that heat treats well, I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say that's what they did on this Matamoros point. All right, all right. So that solves the problem of finding the brown chert that I thought I had. We got some in this batch. All right. Ouchie. Trash. Nasty debitage. Hold on, let me see. The stuff that Alright. I did not weigh that one I just threw out, did I? No, I did not. Dang it. I gotta be careful with this. Remember, I just threw that out, but I did not weigh it. So, I'm gonna put it into the junk debitage so I can weigh it. I don't think I weighed it. I could be wrong. I might have weighed it. But I don't think I did. Anyway, that's the problem with ADHD. I don't know what I do. Right? I always harp on that now. Yeah. So forgive me if I'm doing this. There's going to be some margin for error. If I'm doing this wrong, there will be margin of error. But I don't think I weighed that one, did I? I need to go back in the video. If I did weigh it, I'll take it back out of this box. I'll put it over on the side. Because I don't remember. Okay. And I can't rewind the video while the video's going. Okay? Got a lot of work to do then after the video to review it and see if I need to take it back out of that debitage box. All right. All right. Should I even bother with this one? This one can be knapped. It's a nice piece. It's not a total loss. That one is. Yeah, I'll just put that in that one, in that stack over there, because these can be heat treated. That's junk. And it's not bad in a raw state right here, but everything else looks pretty bad. As it's junk on that part. Yeah, this is junk. All right, so let's weigh this before I throw it out. I probably did weigh the other one. I can't take any chances and say, yeah, I did weigh it when I didn't. All right, this one is 10.4 ounces. 10.4 ounces. Yeah, and I'll just throw this in the trash. This is junk. This is junk. All right, I did that one correctly. All right. All right, let's see what this one is. It looks kind of promising. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Yeah, it's low grade. Low grade, but it might heat treat. It might not. This might not. Not all the Texas stuff is heat treatable, but this looks like it might be. Yeah, so this goes in the potential heat treats. Yeah, more of this brownish type Chert. This is a potential heat treat. Although I can knap this raw as well. Yeah, this is not bad. It's an agate. This is an agate, looks like. It can be knapped raw, but it's going to be a raw Payne. Let me see. Where's the Abrader? I need to get a good flake. My Abrader broke up. Yeah. So now I have pieces of my Abrader in different locations, and when that happens, I can't find it. I got a bigger piece than this. All right, so let's see. Yeah, this is the problem with this is I don't know how well it will heat treat. It's not that bad in the raw state, but it's pretty rough. It's pretty miserable to knap in the raw state, although you can do it. Yeah. It's not Primo though. I got the Primo stack in a different place. And I bet you I didn't weigh some of those that I labeled. Right? Right. But I don't need to weigh those until later. As long as I remember to weigh those, then it's okay. I'll review the video and see which ones are the Primos. Like I probably did not weigh this one, right? And number 7. So I got distracted by labeling. I'll go back and review the video, find out which ones I did not weigh them, put all the data in the description box so that we can total what is Primo to get a percentage of what is good in the final analysis. And I'll put it together with anything Primo that I find in that stack, because you never know. Sometimes some of these have Primo areas, so I got to put that with the Primo stuff. This one looks like pure quartzite, which is low grade just by default. Trash. That goes in the junk debitage. Yeah, this is trash. I don't try to knap this at all. It's like quartzite. I mean, it naps like quartzite. Can it be heat treated? Yeah, but you see these areas in there? You don't want to nap with any of that in there. Let's see. Stick that on top of the scale. Hold on. You never know. There might be some areas that are not bad, and you can get a small arrowhead out of it. Yeah. What should I do? We'll just throw it in to there. Separate. After I chip all this down, I'll separate it into Primo and junk. Right? Now we got little cobbles. Some of these you never know. Like this one is good. This one's a high grade raw. Yeah. So it's a high grade raw. So it goes over in this Primo stack, but it's not very big. All right. That's the highest quality stuff so far. It's high grade raw. So far, that's the only high grade piece that I can see. Come on. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it takes a while. Yeah, this is a quartzite. It can be heated, so we'll put that in the heat treat. But that's low grade, not Primo, low grade. This one is a mid grade, not Primo. No. Yeah, mid grade, but it's very crackly. I'm gonna throw these in the junk debitage since it's not usable debitage. That one, I don't know. Yeah, junk debitage. The junk debitage reflects what you can't use, period, and stuff that you just remove that can't be used from some of these. Like this is, I don't know. Should I classify that as junk because it's got a weird area, but it's not too bad. I'll put that with the heat treat. That's not total junk. That's useful debitage. See, the difference is if I can get an arrowhead out of it, it's what I call good debitage. I can probably get an arrowhead out of it. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. This is mid-grade. It's not too bad, actually, as long as it's not cracked anywhere else. I'll put that over here. It's not Primo because it's dicey. See that? Discoloration, that could be inconsistency. There's no inconsistency in this one here by comparison, except maybe that little spot, but it doesn't look like it's bad. This one looks worse. So I would say this is not Primo and this one is. Yeah, but I can heat treat that. I can heat treat it. What is it? What is it? It's a quartzite, or yeah, or silicified sandstone, or I don't know. It's really tough, so it's a borderline quartzite. It might be heat treatable. Interesting, interesting. Sometimes these are cool on the inside. Sometimes, most of the time, they're not. But this one looks cool on the inside. Yeah. This one is it's Primo material, but it's very small. Can I get a 3-incher out of here? Probably not. So what I'll do is, Sometimes you can heat treat these whole nodules. I don't know, should I break it down further? This is actually not bad at all as far as material goes. You can knap it raw or heat treat it. Yep. I'll break it down. I wouldn't consider that Primo because of the size. I don't know. Sometimes the decision whether it's Primo or not is arbitrary. Yeah. If I were to toss stuff in there because of size, then I should take this Primo one and toss it in there because this does not meet the size requirement. You know what I mean? These are both Primo Cherts as far as nappability while raw. Okay, I'll just put them over here. Yeah, change my mind. I'll put that weird one over there. All right, so here we go on this. It looks like junk, complete junk. Yeah, complete junk. Although I don't know, there's a spot in there and it might be okay. It might heat treat. Maybe. That's a big maybe, and I don't know what that is. Is it? I don't know if it's going to be worth it, but we'll do it anyways. All right. Anyways, we'll heat treat that. Oh, this is complete junk. Yeah. I don't even need to guess with that one. That one's total junk. All right, how about this one? We'll see. It's heat treatable, but kind of junky. I don't know. No, it's heat treatable. Yeah, I can do something with it. All right. It might be okay raw. Yeah. So here we go. We're almost down to the end. These are almost unusable, but you saw in Guillermo's rocks that some of these were napped by Indians to test them out. And yeah, it's a high quality raw. Yep. All right, I'll put this in the Primo, even though it's a little teeny. It's a little teeny. Maybe heat treat that one. That's junk. This is heat treatable. Heat treatable. Although I probably should junkerize it. That's junk. This junk. All right. Yeah. All right. So the rest of these chips are junk. All right. So it's been an hour. The next stage is to knap all this down. All right, now let's do something here. No, forget it. If I did that, I'll have to relabel the box. I was going to shift contents with that particular box. Just shift the contents. I'm going to classify this debitage down here as junk, non-usable debitage. So hold on. Now some of these debitage pieces that are junk flew out here and they're in my shop. So we're going to lose about an ounce or 2 or 3 just because of randomness. These junk pieces from the testing of these nodules, it'll modify it slightly, very slightly. All right. Next step on the next video is to knap all this down. Now, I got a lot to do today. Let me think. Can I do it soon? I should probably just knap all this stuff down today. And then this Primo stuff on the side here will be more videos. Rock the point videos. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll stop the video here. I'll organize what I've got. I'll review the video to make sure that I did weigh that one piece I threw in the junk debitage box. So make sure we get the weight and we don't duplicate the weight or be without the weight. We want to be exact. Okay, so yeah, I'll upload this, review it, and make sure everything's organized, and then I'll tackle this pile. And what this pile is stuff that I know I can heat treat. I know I can heat treat it. Yes, all of it's heat treatable. All of that is. I don't see any in there that's not heat treatable. Now some of it will heat treat better than others. Like this one here, the darker they are and the more translucent they are, the more dicey it gets. Some of these break up at very low temperatures. Some as low as 275 degrees, they'll start to break up and crack in pot lid. At 275, believe it or not. But some of them require up to 500 degrees. Okay, looks good. Try heat treat anyway to see. Yeah. Looks bad, looks bad. Try heat treat anyways to see it. And this is number 5, so it corresponds to the number 5 rock to point. Yeah. Okay, so the assessment so far. The items do not meet the add representation, so there's no check. The photo of exact contents was not present. All pieces tested, nope. So at first glance, 1, 2, 3, 4 check marks, 4 out of 10. All right, and fully taped, yes, that's important. All right, it may not be all that important as much as contents maximize or some of these other ones. Some of these on the check mark on the checklist are not that important, but some of them are very important. But yeah, fully taped is important. I would consider that one of the top ones. I could group it together with the double boxed and think of something even more important, like heat treat. Is it heat treatable? But let me think. Okay. Being not heat treatable is okay, because we're not really buying stuff specifically to heat treat it. You know what I mean? If that was the criteria, if I'm buying stuff to heat treat, I'd look around a little bit better. What I buy this rock for is just general knapping. Yeah, because some of it can be knapped raw. You know, this stuff can be knapped raw. This stuff can be knapped raw. A lot of this stuff in here actually can be knapped raw. So it's general Flintknapping stuff. I didn't buy it so that I could heat treat it. Now, if I had bought it so I could heat treat it, that would be one of the good criteria. And I could combine a couple of these together and make a 10-point checklist, so it'd be nice and an even number. I'll probably revise this for future boxes. I've got some more boxes coming in, so on the next box I'm going to think about this a little bit better and I might put two of these together so I can put a more important check in here and that sort of thing. But for now, we got 4 out of 10. Some of you might say it's only 1 out of 10, but no, I would say 4 out of 10. You know, clear address labeling. That's important. Why is that important? Because sometimes I've had boxes not get to me because of the labeling, and sometimes I cannot read who sent it to me, so I don't know where I got it from, and I'll forget to look at a receipt or somewhere that it corresponds to, and I'll lose track of where it came from. So the clear address labeling is important for me because that's how I keep track of where I get my boxes from. I save the labels. That's important to me, but it could be grouped with the boxes and the tape. All right. The labeling, the box, and the tape, they could all be grouped into one if I can find more items that are more important than those. But for now, yeah, that's what we got. Okay? That's what we got so far. This is a work in progress. We make do with what we got until we get better. Yeah. Alrighty. There you go.